how can people improve their cognitive control, even if they don't want to take any drugs, or have access to them? Is there maybe an in air quotes again, normal way that they can do this?
A non-chemical way, you mean?
Non-chemical way, yes.
Yeah. Well, okay. So there's
this ties in.
Two answers.
Yeah, this also ties in with I guess trying to get rid of bad habits that I also often get asked about, because I think, okay, I just have to brute force my way into stopping doing this, and then it's going to be fine. But that's not what's happening, right?
Yeah. Okay. It's a complicated question, you know.
It is, yes.
but there's multiple answers. And one is that there's a whole literature on cognitive training. So where people have attempted to, or have assessed the degree to which, for example, training a working memory task for many weeks transfers to other performance on other tasks, because that's the key question, right? Many people have shown that if you train on a working memory task for many weeks, then of course after like 10 weeks of training you perform better on that specific working memory task. That's not so interesting. What's interesting is to see whether that sort of training will transfer or generalize to other tasks and real life, preferably. There's little evidence for that, I should say, and that's possibly because the right parameters of the training have not been identified yet. That's one answer. I do believe that it must be possible to expose people to controllable situations in order to bias them towards exerting control at the right moment. So but this is a hypothesis, so it's not been tested. There's not much empirical evidence for it that way around. There is empirical evidence for this phenomenon of learned helplessness, that if people have been exposed in the past to uncontrollable situations, so situations where they were not able to exert control, then this generalizes and people fail to exert control in situations where they can. This is a typical symptom of depression.
Yeah.
Learned helplessness. So given that we know that uncontrollable behavior, sort of giving up in an uncontrollable situation transfers to controllable situation, I think we must be able to do the other way around. Expose people to controllable environments in order to motivate them to exert control, self-control in situations that are controllable. Do you see what I mean?
I see what you mean.
Does that make sense? Yeah. But it's a bit of a theoretical point, and I think it hasn't been definitely not tested in a clinical trial situation, but I'd be really keen to look at that. And I think here yet another neuromodulator plays a role, namely serotonin.